body.
Dude, you know how his boss told him that he needs to write about something that really hurts, like from the heart? What if the writer of this anime was told that very thing, so therefore he made an anime about child abuse and child rape?
Whoa.
And pedophiles. Because that was in his past.
You know, my first time watching this through, that kind of hit me too, because of the whole pedophilia thing that went down a bit ago.
Hey there, kiddo.
Look, she's hotter.
Hotter.
I actually feel something.
I remember moments like this.
That's the first on this series.
Wow.
Afterthoughts.
I didn't realize.
That was a whole range of emotions. You know, okay, take a step back. I'm imagining myself in Satoru's shoes as a little kid.
You're just like I am. You're fake too.
Ooh! What? Ouch!
Without me, like Kaio Hinazuki. When I get big enough to go somewhere by myself, I want to go someplace far away from here. I want to go to an island without any people. An island that doesn't have any pain or sadness on it either. There are no grown-ups, kids, classmates, or teachers. Even my mom's not there. When I feel like I want to climb a tree, I can climb it. I'll go for a swim if I want to, and sleep when I want to. On the island, I'll think about what's going on in the town without me. Kids go to school like nothing's changed. Grown-ups go to work like nothing's changed. Mom eats her dinner like nothing's changed. And when I think about the town without me, I feel relief more than anything. All I want is to go far away.
Her essay's a cry for help. No doubt about it.
Good, man.
That's all I ever wanted.
Kenya probably thought I was interested in her because of
Look
the
at
essay.
me now, man.
After reading it, now I'm even more
That's
worried
my
about
dream.
Hey, Mom.
I'm tearing up, man.
For my birthday, can I invite
Little
some
If
friends?
I was by myself,
Don't be a pussy.
hey, man, it's okay to cry every once in a while.
Not too many.
Yeah,
just
that's
5.
Satoru.
See, the quiet, isolated ones are the most interesting
I
people.
was gonna say the same thing.
Being nice.
That's why a lot of girls pretend to be
About
like that.
I don't
Isolated.
think it's bad or anything.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of girls pretend that.
I can't tell what you're really
They
like.
know that it attracts
It does attract men because they have that helper instinct and they want to take care of them.
Everything you said's
That's true.
I'm talking about the
I
girls that
understand.
really have psychological trauma.
want
They're
people
the
to
interesting
like
one,
me.
and guys
I
too,
wanna have
but
friends.
mostly
So
women
I
because
asked myself, what
you
kind
can
of
fuck
loser
'em when
like
you're
me
done.
do to have that?
Guys, too.
But she's only 10.
that's brutal.
She's not strong enough to change her situation at home.
Hey, Kaio,
Ah,
I brought something
hit me
for
harder
you.
the second time.
What?
No pun intended.
Party and I want you to come.
Are you sure it's okay? I mean, won't there be tons of people?
Oh, I don't know yet, but I wanted to give you the first invitation.
Oh my gosh.
It's on March the 2nd.
My god.
You're gonna come, right?
Oh my god.
I'm going to save her.
Is that it? What? Next, forget Afterthoughts back in the next episode.
Look at him skipping, or is that her? That's him.
that's
He's
him, yeah.
skipping. It's a different outro, isn't it? This closing song is different.
Yeah.
This is a nice closing, though. Credits, man. You don't want to enjoy this?
I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
ERASED
Afterthoughts.
What's your first impressions of episode 2?
The feels, man.
That was intense.
I don't even know where to start.
Like, I
Hitting
watched
me
good
hard the
animes
second
before,
time.
but like, this is like the first on this channel watching something. Well, another was good, but that wasn't like an emotional thing. That was just like a fun thriller. But this is the first like emotional anime that we've watched. Only episode 2, and we're already like, oh my god, the feels. This is the first for the channel because all the other stuff we've watched compared, we've been wasting our lives. We've been wasting our lives.
This
I'm
is
sorry, go
probably
on.
the one that's gonna bring in the people. Cause we're gonna be fucking crying like a bunch of bitches. Oh man. I remember watching this the first time. It hit hard cause like just like the abuse thing, the abuse factor. I was like thinking about that, I was like, dang.
Oh, that's like,
Not firsthand, of course, but
yeah, unfortunately,
I could relate with
A lot of fucking otakus know what that's about.
I could relate a lot with the main characters to, like what you were saying, the knowing someone that is alone and then wanting to be the helping one. Could relate with that.
No, yeah, the second episode was great, man. We got a little deeper into the story. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it than we got deeper into the story. It kind of unfolded a little bit more, and now we're starting to get. We already met all the characters already in episode 1. They did such a fantastic job.
Which is so amazing about this freaking anime is like the first episode we know everybody already. We know everything. It just leaves that much more room for story progression.
Yeah.
Unlike freaking every other episode being a filler in the freaking... Anyway.
But yeah, so now we get to learn about our focus, our subject of the anime being Kaio. And we get to learn a little bit more about her by interacting with her. But, I mean, overall, this episode was just fun. It was good. I don't think there's much to say about it because the first episode, there's a lot to unpack. This episode, it was kind of just, we're getting deeper into the story. And we get our first intro, which the intro was great, as always. And then we got to pay attention to the intros now because they change. There's people that like go missing and they're like not there. And like, I forget why or who changes, but they do. It's very interesting with the story. Oh, and I love the scene where he comes after school, comes back home, and he's sitting there. And you know what's funny though, is he doesn't do what you'd expect. What I remembered, which wasn't true, him running home, you'd expect him to run home and like hug his mom by the legs, you know, and be like, "Mom, oh my goodness, I miss you," you know, whatever. He doesn't do that. He tries to play it off because first of all, he knows what the revival is. He knows he's back in time and he knows like what this is all about. So he's trying to like play it off as if like trying not to mess with the future at all. And so he's sitting there stoically trying to hide. And the mom notices it like, "Oh, you know, you're in such a grumpy mood," as kids are. He's in such a grumpy mood. He comes home, eating dinner, and he's just like so happy because it's like home cooked meal. His mom is back. You know, she died in the present day, and now he's in the past, and he gets another chance to like enjoy time with his mom. And I love in 2 episodes. I love the contrast where we show his cynicism.
Yeah.
Shows his cynicism, and shows his maybe not contempt, but like his dislike or annoyance of his mother, as he's annoyed for every character. So it's not like he just hates his mom. It's just another person. So he shows his annoyance with his mom, and then she's taken from him. And then it's one of those moments where like they're gone. Like when someone dies in your life. I mean, I wouldn't even know. No one close to me in my life has died yet. I never was close to any of my grandparents. So everyone that I'm close to is either my age or my immediate parents. So no one in my life, so I don't know what that's like firsthand, but that must be crazy. You lose someone you love, and then all you're ever thinking about is just, I want just one more moment with them. If I could just say one more thing to them, do one more thing. And he gets it through the revival, which he thinks he's trying to save his mom, but in reality he's trying to save Kaio. Which in turn saves the mom because she never has to investigate the guy because the guy goes to jail and all that great stuff. But he gets there and he's sitting at the table and he's not even like, tears are coming down his eyes, but he's not like, you know, like he's not, what's the word? He's not hyperventilating. He's just sitting there and he doesn't even realize tears are going down his face. And he's just crying and the mom is like, "What's wrong? Like, why, well, you're crying?" And I actually forget what he said right there. If he said like, "I like the food" or "happy to see you," or whatever, but it was just great because it just like showed. Said you didn't?
No.
That whole scene was just well done, and I'm done. Okay. Anything to add on the scene?
It just makes me think like if I was to go back, now it wouldn't be that long ago, but if I was to go back, I guess I'd try to appreciate it more. That's just what I keep thinking about. It's like makes you think, you know, about yourself, and if that happened to you, put yourself in that situation, how you would react and respond, and the way you would handle things.
Yeah. Basically, and then throughout this episode, for some reason, they think that he likes Kaio. I think it's because he tried to sit in her desk because she was late in this episode. And so they thought that he liked her, or for some reason maybe he did like her, but then like he avoided her because he thought she was a freaky. But in this timeline, in the revival, he actually addressed her. You know, he actually encountered her and went forward through it and followed through because he knew that he had to save her. And then so they meet. Their friends get them to meet by these stairs on the way home from school or whatever, and he talks and like she's basically saying that he's weird, and she ends up saying that the reason why you like me is because you're fake too, or something along those lines. She's just so messed up. You can tell that she's like really hurt, and then like she even said that your mom, or you must really like your mom, huh? Because she saw him running home. You must really like your mom. And he's like, yeah, I do. And she's like, that's great. You know, and you're already learning that she has a bad experience with parents. She probably doesn't even know what it would be like to have a loving parent, which then affects her personally and why she feels so much like she's trash. Low self-confidence, feeling like you're worthless, wanting to disappear and things like that. It's crazy. Walks up the steps, he sees a bruise on her side, and so we begin investigating on her and her family, or her mom. And then I just want to point this out too. The attention to detail. They're talking about him liking her in the classroom at about like 12 minutes in. And the kid is there. His other shoe was coming off, so he must be like slipping off his shoes, and he's shaking his feet, and just one just falls off, like in the shot. It's like, and then it's got a hole in his sock. It's not just attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's building an atmosphere. It's making you really, you may not even notice it, but it's making you really feel for these kids and understand that their situation, their environment, and it makes it feel more real. Like, look, I forget his name, the blonde kid, he's reading a book because he's smart. So it's already establishing, without even paying attention to who he is, that he is smart and that he's a book reader and that he's intelligent, which really comes in handy later on in the show. Man. There's so many good things to say about this. Kaio's essay, which is their class essay. Now, I don't know if this is like end of the year, like yearbook essay, or if it's a beginning year essay, or if it's just like an essay in the class book. Regardless, every kid in the class made an essay, and the blonde kid pointed Satoru in to read Kaio's essay, and the words that came out of it. How do I even begin to describe it? They wrote it so well. It's exactly, in my opinion, or from what I know, or from what I would expect and imagine a little girl, how she would talk. Especially being abused. Like, she didn't use very articulate language. She didn't use very interesting words or big words or things like, she wasn't very clear or articulate about what she was trying to say. She was kind of just speaking feelings, speaking simple words that are
genuine, just out of the heart, like out of the heart onto the paper.
Yeah, and something a little kid like 10, 11 years old would say. Very simple words like talking about being alone on an island with no kids, no grown-ups. Talking about like if she wanted to go for a swim, she'd go for a swim. If she wanted to walk on the beach, she'd walk on the beach. And then she would sit there and imagine the city without her. And it wasn't like imagine like they miss me or that they're having so much fun. No, it was I'd imagine that they wouldn't even notice I'm gone, that I wouldn't even be there. Now this is where it gets deep. You want anything to add before I?
I'm trying to suppress so many feelings right now.
Let it out, man. This is a safe space.
Dang. I don't even know how to get it out.
I guess I'll just talk.
Just go ahead and I'll try to formulate.
So, clearly, I'm going to do my best here. Kaio is abused. No father. The father left. So, the mom, terrible choice in men. Mom herself is fucked up too because she's abusing her own child. Yeah. Terrible choice in men. Chooses an awful, wicked man to be her father. And so the father runs off. I don't know, they get divorced or whatever. Probably abused her too. And then she's now with her mom who abuses her all the time. So she feels, so over this time she's degraded. You know, she's manipulated. She's abused, beaten. And she's just made to feel worthless. Imagine every time you're coming home, your mom is beating you for some reason that's not even your fault. And the mom doesn't even like teach you anything. She just beats on you all day. So she feels abused. She feels hurt and everything. And she just wants to disappear. And so she wants to go to this island And it's almost like heaven. Like, this island could be her killing herself. Like, what if maybe she couldn't write that in the school essay, and she wants to commit suicide in her idea of heaven.
That's what I got about the if I was gone, would anyone even care?
Yeah.
Would anyone notice?
And that's why she writes, and so for one, she writes about, you know, if I want to walk on the beach, I'm going to walk on the beach. If I want to climb a tree, I'm going to climb a tree. If I want to swim, I'm going to swim. And that's the idea that she hates authority. You know, she doesn't want anybody to tell her what to do. And my favorite part, if I want to sleep, I'm going to sleep. That's my dream right there. Man, that's all I ever want to do. Not that I was ever abused growing up. I had very loving parents, but all I ever wanted, I just want to go into some corner of the world, have my animes and have my fun, my extracurricular activities, and be left alone. And I don't want to pay any taxes because fuck all of you guys. I want to just leave me alone. I want my guns. I want my freedom. I want everything, and I want it for me. Yeah, man, all that shit, man. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, leave me alone, please. And that's how I feel here. And so I can see where she's coming from. And so she hates authority. She just wants to be able to do what she wants, when she wants, because you know her mom doesn't let her do anything. And if she tries to do anything, she gets beaten. Whether she does something right or wrong, she gets beaten. Either way. And then the biggest part, I think, is when she says that the world, that she'd imagine a town where nobody cares that she's gone. She feels invisible. She feels nobody cares. Because imagine, that's another one of the things that abused kids they feel like nobody cares about them because they're getting beaten by the parents and they're just thinking like, why won't anybody help me? Why can't anybody see this? You know, like they may not be able to see the bruises because the parents, you know, beat them in the right place so they don't see it under the clothes and stuff. But the kid must be feeling like somebody's got to see this. Somebody has to notice this. I'm in anguish. The fact that she's so depressed looking and quiet and saying such lousy things like we're both fake, that's why you like me, and all these things, it's almost like a cry, like, don't you notice that I'm different? Aren't you gonna help me? But then she doesn't want to ask for help because she doesn't believe anyone's gonna help her. Because she doesn't ask for help because she feels like nobody cares, and that's why she imagines the city like that nobody even imagines that they're there, that she's there, and she just wants to disappear. She wants to just go away. I probably repeated myself a few times in there.
Probably, but like, it's all good, man. Like,
do you feel defeated?
It just sucks because like nobody deserves that. No child deserves to like. Yeah, I'm so grateful, so fucking grateful that I have parents that genuinely love me, and it sucks. It's a shitty thing to know that there's someone out there that doesn't have that. They don't know what that's like. They're going through this.
Come on, man. Now you're getting too empathetic.
I am getting
You compassionate fuck.
I know. I don't know what happened to me. I used to not give a fuck.
What happened to you? That's not the James I know.
That is not at all.
But anyway. Sorry, I didn't. Go ahead if you have anything to say.
I'm trying to keep cool right now.
Anyway. Yeah, but it was just well written, exactly like a kid would say. It was good. And then I think I have one more thing to say. So when they're in the snow together, he meets her in the place where he skipped her last time and she got murdered. And just the fact that he's there probably stopped it this first time. But I don't know when's the time. I think it probably says it in the anime, the time that she actually gets... Oh, you know what? She gets abducted on his birthday. That's why he gave her the invitation. That's what it was. And so the whole goal at this point of the anime is that he needs to get her to his birthday party, because if she goes to the birthday party, she won't be out in the park and she won't get kidnapped. But I love what was it him that said that you need to be positive and you know what? Let's hear this one more time, please, for me. I'm sure you won't complain.
No, not at all.
Okay, so let's take this apart officially right here, okay, man? So this talk that they have together is everything. They are building. This is how you build relationships in anime. This is how you do it. This is character development. This is them becoming friends and creating a bond, having these deep conversations, not just screaming together because something's chasing them or that they're stuck together for some odd reason. Like this is choice. I know that he's here to try to protect her, but this is still choice, at least on her end. And like this conversation that happens, good thing that he is an adult mind, because otherwise he would not be able to pull this off. But yeah, the last conversation they have in episode 2, 17 minutes in, what does he say here? So he says, I meant when I said I want to be friends. So he's trying to assure her that he's honest, because she doesn't trust anybody. So he needs to reaffirm for her that he is trustworthy and that he cares because he thinks that nobody cares. So he needs to prove it, and he needs to make her believe it, or else she's just gonna run away. So it's really, oh my gosh, it's close. I won't kill anyone. So she was joking about that he could be a murderer, that you can't trust because he might murder her, and then she was like, it was a joke, and then he didn't get it. That's me. I don't get jokes. When people say jokes to me and I'm not their friend and I don't understand their speech patterns and I don't get what their joke, like I don't have a pattern of jokes that they've done before. I always need to sync it up in my mind. I can't just hear something from somebody and go, oh, that's funny, because I've done that before and they've been dead serious. That's bad.
Yeesh.
So she says, you know what you're doing. You're just pretending to smile, pretending to be nice, and worrying about people. She's got him. She is dead on right now because it's true, and he affirms it that it's true, and so he realizes at this point that she is smart. And it's not that she really is smart, it's just that she's so distrusting. You never can trust anybody. Everybody's out to get you. Everybody's manipulating. Everybody is being, and this is the cynic in me, but everybody is out for their own well-being. I believe in egoistic egoistic altruism. Everybody is pretty much egoistic in some way. Some people are just egoistic, and some people are altruistic in their egoism. But it's all egoism because you're always doing something to benefit yourself, and that's what he's doing it to complete a task. Although he does feel empathy, so it's not like he's doing this. But that's what egoism is. Egoistic altruism, that's what it is. It's helping others because you want to feel good. That's what it is. But she catches him and she says, you're just pretending to smile and all this stuff. So she says it doesn't think it's bad because she understands that's human nature. That's how I'm taking it. So she can't tell what he's really like. I'm sorry, I'm going piece by piece here, but it's all like, it all makes so much. She can't tell who he's like, and that's why she's interested, because she knows everyone's fake, but he's the only one that's like answering the right way, where she's like, what? That's not normal. Like he's gonna hurt me somehow, like everybody does, and I can't trust him, but he's answering these questions, throwing me curveballs. And so he realizes that she's onto him, so then he tells the truth and he says, you're right. So everything you said is true. So he's making her feel in control. I want people to like me and blah, blah, blah. And this is true. I mean, this doesn't have to be a lie. This is completely true, what he's saying here, just to win her over. He's trying to win her trust. So he's affirming what she's saying, because if he were to say, no, it's not true, then she would be like, you're lying because I'm always right. She's the type of person to think that, like, to not trust anyone and think that she is right, because if she's not right, it means more beating. That's in her mind. If I'm not right, I'm going to get hurt more. So, So he's trying to make her feel correct and feel in control and feel confident. And then he offers advice to her that's intriguing, because he's trying to show that he's like her. So he's being empathetic and he's mirroring everything that she is. So she's like, oh, someone else like me. The more you do it, the better chance it comes true. That's reaffirmation. I know I said that already, but reaffirmation, it's when you believe something so hard that it comes true. It's like imagining when I'm 30, I'm going to be a millionaire. If you believe it hard enough and you take the proper steps to make that happen and to get that income, you will make it. And you have to believe. I mean, I guess not everybody make it. You still could miss. It's a little bit of it is luck, but you reaffirm it in your beliefs, because at the very least, if you don't believe it, you'll never make it. You have to believe it wholeheartedly. You'll never have a chance. And so that's like saying like, oh, I'll never get my homework done by tomorrow, but I have to. I have to, because if I don't, I fail the class. And guess what? You do it. It may not be the best homework, but you do it. That's why you believe it. Say it again and again. Have to make an effort. And try new things. Experimenting. Gosh damn, this is so good. I'm sorry, man. This is like perfect. You gotta keep reinventing yourself, and you gotta keep trying, and you gotta keep building, because if you don't, when you try something and it doesn't work, you have to adapt, because if you don't adapt, you're insane and you'll never make it. Is it Einstein that said it, that the insanity is the definition of doing the same thing over and again, expecting different results?
Yeah.
See, that's another sad thing. He says that she's only 10, that she's not strong enough to change her situation at home. That's kind of a model that I've gone by for the next year or two, that if you're going to complain, like, if you want to complain about your situation, that's fine. But if you're going to complain about your situation, then you better be making active steps to solve that situation, you know? Like, I you know, when you're at work, you always have coworkers that are complaining about their job and everything. And in my mind, it's like, you're complaining about your job, but you've been here for 5 years. And I don't hear you talking about trying to start a business or trying to move companies or get a different employer or you know, changing your situation. I don't hear that. Like with me, if I complain about my job, I'm actively doing something to change that. AKA YouTube. I trade on the stock market. And if I don't like my job, I quit and I go somewhere else. However, you want to try to keep your job for over a year or just don't leave. At least if you're doing something, you know? Like, just do something, but you can't complain about your situation and not be trying to do something. Now, if you're trying to fix it and you're trying to solve that situation, then by all means complain because you're working at it, you know? Don't complain about being a deadbeat laying on your couch playing video games. Don't complain about it unless you're actively... I'm not talking about doing things. I'm talking about actually implementing it, taking the steps, risking your confidence, you know, what's the word when you think highly of yourself?
Yeah, confidence.
Self-esteem. Risking your self-esteem, risking your comfort, risking your confidence to get out there and actually try to make money or do something, or whatever your ailment is, even if it's not even that. And it's... Damn, this fucking anime, dude. And so here it is, the offering. He gives her the birthday invitation to his party, and basically he's offering the friendship to her here, and he's already gotten into the inner circle with her, and she's not afraid of him. She's not like a scared dog. She's like testing the water. And right here, he's talking about, are you going to come? And then she's unsure because she doesn't want to let her guard down because she was happy at first. And now she changes the subject because she doesn't want to talk about coming to the party, saying his hands are cold. She feels something. Touching his hand, she feels it. She feels something. Oh, jeez. She wants to believe that there's something that she can feel. You're an idiot. So she deflects, kind of treats him negatively because she knows, kind of pushing him away, but at the same time letting him in, saying it's easy to talk to you. And so then he said, it's because I decided to be honest with you. Dumbass face. And then she runs away because she can't take truth. She can't take it. She's been lied to her entire life. So now when he says that, she just runs away because she doesn't know what she's so afraid of being vulnerable to somebody that she's off. She's gone. That took me like 10 minutes just to go through one fucking scene. We're gonna be here a long time, dude. Dude, Erased is so good. You have any to add, stupid?
Oh, it's like you just try to fucking be there for someone, and they're so damaged and it's so freaking hurt. You can't trust anyone for the rest of their life. You just want to be there. You just want to help.
We spent enough time on this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe it. But most of all, share it. Because if you do, and you get 3 friends to comment below, or comment and say hi on our weekly podcast at Mondays, 6 p.m., then you will be extra privileged Mocha member, meaning all your anime suggestions go to the top. And you will get invited onto our live stream on Mondays to come on the live Skype voice chat with us and talk about your favorite animes, or talk about the anime that we are currently watching. Sound like fun? I didn't think so. But if you want it, it's there.
It's there. It's not required, but you know, help us out, man. We can't run this shit on our own. Lee's
gonna like end up being like a third Mocha. She's gonna replace David.
I could. Well, yeah, probably.
Peace out, dude. I'm sorry I talked so much.
I'm okay.
It was just so interesting. It was so interesting.